What's going on, football fans? Welcome back to another episode of Breaking the Birds. Now we're going to be taking a look at Jordan Davis to see how he improved from the breakdown we did last week. Highlight of the day for Jordan Davis here. Lined up in a zero technique right across in the center. Really good technique here and explosive out of his stance. Gets a good push-pull there on the center and makes a beautiful tackle for loss on Travis. This is just it's such a snap get off and hand placement immediately before the center really gets to know what's going on. Then the strength to just push-pull down there. Here, a really good pass rep. I like this rep for Jordan. Now, it doesn't result in much production, but the technique of it, I'm a fan of, because one, he tries to bull rush here against the center, but adds a little wrinkle to it in that he tries to club the hand away from the center to begin with. Now, if the center can't get his hands on him and try to transfer the power, it gets harder for him to set the anchor and try to stop some of the momentum that Jordan is bringing. So the center does have a good reaction to the punch right here. He gets quickly replaced, but Jordan doesn't lose any of his momentum because with the other hand, when he clubs, the other hand, he gets the placement on the center immediately. So he still gets him driven back. And it's only when he gets the assist from the guard that his momentum is stopped. Otherwise, he's actually getting good pressure of the middle. The club, drive him back, and then comes the assist in there. So like the technique, like the idea, and that it's not just a regular bull rush, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. All right, so here we see some of the adjustment of what I was critiquing a little bit last week, and that, if you didn't see it, it was that when he's lined up ahead of someone here against the guard, when he got blocked from either side that wasn't right in front of him, it kind of caught him up a little bit by surprise last week. So here we see a good example of what it's supposed to look like, running a power here. And so the guard disappears, and the center goes for him. Immediately gets his head out there, get good hand placement on the center, and extends him out and is in full control of his gap. So it never becomes relevant for him to make the tackle in terms of where the run is going, but he's in full control here, and good progress in terms of relative to what we saw last week. Then we get down here by the goal line. This is just a really good play by Jordan, lined up in a zero technique right ahead of the center. Good engage and has a good hold. Can peep through the gap right there to James. And as soon as James Robinson declares up to the A gap, shoots in there to make the tackle. On a power here for the Jaguars, lined up in a one technique, right at the edge of the center, and he takes on a good engage on the center there to begin with. He extends his arms. He kind of swipes away the hands there first, and he has the center in control. And I like the fact that he isn't trying to do too much in this scheme because he's not double gapping here. There's plenty of guys in the box in terms of filling out here. So if he goes aggressively to the inside, he's going to open up a big cutback lane from Robinson here, and TJ Edwards is going to be relating to the puller. So when the guy is pulling, I think it's the guard, when he's pulling to the opposite side, scratch that, that's the tackle. When he's pulling here, TJ is reacting to that, and he's going to relate over to that side. So when Jordan has his, he has the what was the A gap right here. If he goes inside now, there's nobody in that cutback lane because the linebacker is respecting the puller. So this is a good rep. Right here, getting cut blocked by the guard. But what we usually see when big guys get cut blocked like this is that they just lay down and they're done for the play. Here, athletic move. Ninja Jordan, and is still a factor in the play. If anyone was to miss the tackle there, he still has the backside pursuit. Ideally, what you like is to defeat the block, get your hands down there, and be in full control. But if you're a ninja like this, I mean, what does it matter? All right, so here we see exactly that. A cut attempt here from the guard where Jordan sees him prior to it, defeats the cut block perfectly, and gets out there. Massive effort to get out in the perimeter and make the tackle. Right here, this is a read option play, and Trevor keeps the ball. So, but he might as well have given the ball away here. He's reading the defensive end. So let's just assume that he gives this ball to Travis. We'll see Jordan Davis lined up right here in the three technique, right to the outside of the guard. Really good engage up on him, and has him in full control. Has him leaned back while he is reading Travis. Just take a look at this one more time. So he dominates the control of the gaps right now. See here, arm extension has the offensive lineman backwards. So if Travis has the ball and declares one side, he can pull him when he has him in this control. A lot of improvement. I mean, really like what we saw in his anticipation of which blocker is taking him on the offensive line and reacting relevantly to that, getting his hand on those blockers and really having more gap control than what we saw last week. Some big plays in there as well, some tackle on the goal line, that explosive push-pull move he made, and got the tackle in the backfield. So he's really making the most of his reps. I think a lot of the reason why he isn't getting as many reps as maybe some people ask of Jonathan Gannon is, I tend to notice that they have him in on first down, and if they get a successful run stop, he comes off the field, and then they kind of shift in with Josh Sweat, Hassan Reddick, Fletcher Cox, and Javon Hargrave on the field instead. And then sometimes they put Braden Graham in at defensive end, and then put Javon Hargrave in at nose tackle instead in those five-man fronts. So I think a lot of it has to do with what happens on the first on the first play. Because if they gain like 5 yards, I noticed that he stays on the field for the next couple of plays. But when they get in those second and long and third and long situation, he gets off the field and they have a bit more of a pass rush friendly group in there. So a lot of improvement to see, really nice to see, and see you next breakdown.